Hi there. I wanted to talk a little bit about identity today, and it was sparked by I did a quick dash to the card shop just before it closed, before lockdown 2 kicked in, and I was sort of chuckling to myself as I was going along the roads of the card aisles, because yes, you'd got the Christmas cards for mum, dad, brother, sister, father-in-law, sister-in-law, stepmother, stepbrother, but you'd also got the pet dog, the teacher, the person I wish had been my mum, or, you know, there would just seem like there was so many different identities for whom you could purchase a card for, which is all fine and just reflects what a very varied world we are and the number of people that we want to embrace at things like Christmas time and be able to acknowledge them. But what this sparked off in my mind was about labels and identities and what we brand ourselves as. And it got me thinking, you don't look along here and you don't say, here's a Christmas card to the anorexic in my life, the eating disorder victim in my life. And neither would we want that to be. You wouldn't want to receive a card from somebody that said, dear person with anorexia, dear eating disorder victim, dear sufferer. And those of you that have ever had a conversation with me know I struggle with that word sufferer as it is anyway. And the point of all this is that if we're not careful, and if we're really going to have a kind of hands-on-heart moment about it, an eating disorder can become part of our identity. It can be something that we feel becomes us. It becomes the thing that people know us to be. So we start to think that people recognise us for our eating disorder. And I don't even mean visually, but our friends know us to be the person that has a bit of an issue with food, or the person that will always turn us down at the last minute, even though she said she's going to come to this party because of her issues with her eating disorder. Or the person at work that knows, oh yes, she's the colleague that goes off quite regularly because she's often tired or sick because of her eating disorder. Now, there's nothing wrong with any of us having identities, but I question whether any of us really want an eating disorder to be part of our identity. And beyond that, I ask you, do you think there is a chance that in a way your recovery journey is hindered by the thought that you need that identity with your eating disorder? Otherwise, you absolutely don't need that as your identity. But I can say, looking back, that at times I believed I had become my eating disorder. I had become known for my eating disorder. People recognised me for it, and therefore it made it slightly more scary to think that one day people would look at me and realise I no longer had that eating disorder. What was I worried about? Did I believe that I didn't have enough of a personality without my eating disorder? Did I think that people didn't still want to give me support and love and compassion and friendship if I wasn't that poorly person dying of an eating disorder? Did I need to be the person within the family that was always that slightly difficult person at social occasions because of her eating disorder? The argument is I didn't need to be any of those things. I needed to be the auntie, the daughter, the sister. I needed to be the friend, the colleague, the companion, the person someone could talk to. None of that comes down to being your eating disorder. So if you take one thing away from this today, it's just to think, do you really need that eating disorder as your identity? And by letting go of it, how much broader and more wonderful could your identity be? What would you want your identity to be? How do you want to be remembered? I'll leave that with you.